What up, fam? Welcome. I've got two legends with me today. You got Literary DM in this corner and Marquee Gaming in this corner. Today, my friends, we have a simple game for these two to play. I am pitting them both with their grand knowledge of D&D. They have to go, and it's essentially apples to apples. Okay, it's essentially apples to apples, but it's not just apples to apples. They have to use their ability to go out on Google and search out some very random things, and then we get to decide who wins. First of all, let's give some room for Lit and Mark to introduce themselves and give a little bit of what you guys have been working on, where they can find you on socials, and all that magnificence.
Yep, sure. I'll go first. Hello, everybody. My name is Fisk, aka Literary DM. I make D&D content on YouTube where I talk about a wide variety of things. I also run a weekly D&D game set in the world of The Legend of Zelda: Winds of Calamity. We are putting on this podcast right now. You can also find me on Twitch and Twitter and Instagram. I primarily stream on YouTube and it's all that good stuff. Go and follow me on Twitter for either D&D stuff or just me rambling about whatever. You can also find me on YouTube here. Go ahead and subscribe. We are working our way over to 500 subscribers and we'll be doing a giveaway when we hit that.
Let's go 500 subs!
Hello, everybody. Yes, I am Mark, one half of Marquee Gaming with my wife, Rachel or Pip. We do run D&D games on Sunday. We have an upcoming game coming this Saturday. Next Saturday will be the first of like our little series that we're doing. I'm gonna get both these guys in there at some point. I'm sure it's gonna happen. It's gonna be a good time. And then Rachel does art on our channel on Mondays, so it's a good time.
Oh, this is going to be a blast, guys. A little explanation of what's going to happen. I'm going to give you guys a prompt. What you guys are going to do is you're going to go out and you have 2 to 3 minutes. I'm going to say 3 for now in this warm-up round, but you're going to have 3 minutes to go out and find what you think is the best or what might best suit the chat and myself, which one we'll think is the best fits this description, because it's kind of like apples to apples. All right, so I've got a giant list of different things, and I'm just going to kind of roll with whatever comes to mind. But the first one, you guys have 2 minutes. 2 minutes to find for me which is an inn that you will probably die in. Find a stereotypical picture or tell a story of an inn that you are probably going to die in upon first look. All right, the first one is in Lit had the first beginning. So Lit, tell me about, you have 1 minute on the clock. Tell me about the Cutlass Inn.
So this is an actual inn located in Forgotten Realms, specifically north on the Sword Coast, borderline on Icewind Dale, in the city known as Luskan. Luskan is primarily a pirate port, and it is primarily evil aligned. Luskan also has the grading of about 1 star, and is usually the most famous sites for where people will typically be killed if they ever visit Luskan within the Forgotten Realms. There's also a good chance that they could come across your Laxel, who is a drow pirate swashbuckler type character. And if you have any magic items, you're probably gonna die because he's probably gonna take them.
Oh my! But look at the front. It looks pretty nice in the front.
It looks pretty nice, but it's deceiving.
Luskan is rough. Okay, I would never have known. All right, then let's...
Luskan is north of Neverwinter, so it's north of that city.
All right, then the timer is up for that one. Let's look at, for 1 minute, let's take a look at this image that Mark sent. Mark, tell me about this image.
So I'm just imagining this creepy on a cliffside roof's already collapsing in on it. And I'm reading the description of this because artwork apparently comes with something called the Nightmare Tavern. That's what this image is linked to. I didn't even know that when I clicked on it. I just thought it looked creepy from the start. But like, I just imagine this as kind of like a series of unfortunate events, like hanging over a cliff type of a building, where you're just like, if one more person comes into this inn, it's going over the edge and we're all dead. But I'm reading about it, and apparently like there's a curse at this place, and the staff wants to use like a magical potion in your drinks to put you to sleep, and it does not seem like a good place. Oh, and there's a giant's wasp nest in the building as well. So Rachel,
classy. Classic.
So basically what we're saying is burn the place to the ground.
Yeah. So that's what I heard. Time is up. All right. That is our 1 minute mark. Poll is started. Which one do you think would win? Is it this cliffside manor with quite a view and quite a drop? Or is it the Cutlass Inn where Luskin might take you for what you're worth? And a quality. I like that Luskin has a quality of 1 on the Volvo's rating system. And the tavern the tavern's better than the inn, which is something to be said.
Yeah.
I think if I was going to choose, I would choose probably Mark's, only because I'd know nothing. I would be that NPC who just goes, "Oh, I love this bar. It's one of those inside dives," and then I die because I don't know anything about it. Versus the Marshland one, which would...
And you see, this is why I think Mark's going to win this, actually. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, and it's like...
I don't know anything about yours either, because I don't know anything about Luskin's.
Yeah, it's just that view would be like, I don't want to...
Oh! We're 50-50.
50-50, leaving me with the split, giving Mark the win for that one. All right, that was pretty... That was close, though. That I did not expect to happen.
And this is and this is why I was like, Mark was like, "Lit's gonna beat me." It's like, I don't think so, dude.
I don't know.
That is
like all this knowledge, like backs
clearly, but we just proved that doesn't mean anything.
All right, Mark with 1 point on the board. Next, the food you wish was real. The next one for 2 minutes is the food you wish was real. I'm looking for a picture that would give me the desired effect of like, I need that now in my mouth. Take my money. All right, first up is Mark with Hero's Feast, the spell. So you have 1 minute, Mark, go.
All right, so first of all, it only takes 10 minutes to make this magnificent feast, which is ridiculously awesome. So, low prep time. But it's also described as magnificent food and drink. It is magical food, which is amazing. You get to spend an hour with your friends having a nice dinner together. And then you can have no more diseases. You're cured of all diseases and poisons. You're immune to poison. You're no longer frightened of anything for the next 24 hours. You get all your wisdom saves, which who knows what that could be related to, like sanity in our today's world. And then your max HP goes up by 2d10. Pretty amazing overall. I would love to partake of a Hero's Feast at least once in my life.
What would a Hero's Feast look like to you?
Oh, the biggest spread of all my favorite foods. I mean, it could be anything that people like. Steaks, fresh fruit and veggies, all perfectedly made because it's magical.
Timer is up. All right, now we go over to Literary DM. Lit, you have another minute to tell me about what am I looking at here?
Yes, so this is something that does exist in D&D and has been actually something you can make by grabbing the Hero's Feast book. It is a series of ribs with a nice glaze and chopped green onions. So it's one of those cases of these ribs are actually really delicious, and it's just one of those things of they're ribs. You can't really go wrong. I always want ribs. And the fact of the matter is, one, I actually described food that I want. The spell is ambiguous, and not to mention, 1,000 gold pieces is needed, which means in US dollars is $1 million.
Ooh. And how much does this cost?
I just did a conversion, bud.
I just did a conversion.
Yeah,
Give me points. I did a conversion.
U.S. conversion works for the.
Which in US
You
dollars.
could go on a quest to get like 500 gold pieces, like nothing in a day's work, depending on their setting.
But the thing is, the spell, it just says food. It doesn't describe what. I at least described food.
There is food in the
Is-
description.
Is anything? It could include your ribs. So
It could, but I provided food.
So the poll is up. Off rip, I have to go with Lit on
It's
this
not
one.
a tough battle. I provided food. Mark provided a spell.
That is true. I feel like the Hero's Feast spell is cool because I like the idea of like a Narnian, like table filled with food that gets prepped like every day. I just if I get a really cool, I mean 10 minutes isn't that bad, but it does that's nice. But
Cured
also
of all diseases.
look at this.
Cured of all diseases.
I don't have any diseases right now, Mark. I want to put this in my mouth.
Are you trying to say something, Mark?
I do. I have like a spider infestation in my basement, and that's great.
The thing is, Paladin Lay on Hands
get
can also
poisoned
cure
by
all
a-
diseases.
But we didn't say that. We only said food.
It is.
that's true.
I did say I did also say I want to see this food and I want it in my mouth.
What the heck? Y'all are a bunch of nerds.
Mark
They
with
said
the
food, not spell. I actually provided food.
Mark gets the point. I'm reserving. I disagree. I would put my vote would be a 2 to 3 though, so it wouldn't swap out. Oh, okay. Well, chat gets it. So angry. Man, I would have went with something different. I want magic food. Okay. This is
But then describe the magic food.
Doesn't
it was never
this-
described.
I know, that's-
I provided it.
That is why I would have voted for you, Lit, because I would not. I'm not gonna. Don't leave it up to my interpretation. I need to know. All right, 2
I think
points.
if I made a Hero's Feast and included you in it, Bronze, I'd include onions for you too.
Oh no, onions, no. All right, number 3, round 3. This is going to be the class that always dies first.
Oh.
What is the class that always dies first? Mark, you have to tell me, why is the wizard the class that always dies first? Ready, set, go.
So when you describe a wizard, they're always described as the glass cannon. And yes, they pack a punch, but they also have the lowest hit die of normal classes with a d6. And typically, they don't focus on things like constitution. They more are intelligence and wisdom based, generally. So therefore, lower HP in general. And I've seen way too many wizards just go down they're in the wrong spot at the wrong time, whereas most others can soak a little more damage. They have higher ACs, armor classes, and can take a few more hits than the wizard. So, wizard died.
Wizard die. With your last 10 seconds, is there anything that you want to say?
I like wizards, but they die.
But they died. All right, then we move on to the Lingering Soul, which I have no idea what this is, Lid, so talk to me.
So, the Lingering Soul is a homebrew class by the magnificent Matthew Mercer. This is a homebrew class that is specifically designed to play once you've died. So technically, you need to die first before even playing the class, which means can happen before the campaign even begins. But furthermore, you cannot wear armor. you have no spells at your disposal, so your AC is going to actually be even lower than the wizard, assuming they don't have mage armor. They're also a D6 hit die. In fact, I have a Friday campaign where a guy is playing the Lingering Soul, and during a session 0 test, his character actually died again. And once you've died as a Lingering Soul, you can't come back. So Lingering Soul is basically you're playing as a ghost. It's actually a very cool class, very complicated, but pretty interesting. And the fact that you can't wear armor or wear items really is a detriment, means that you're going to be more squishy.
Ooh, more squishy does not do you well. Okay, so let's get that pull up.
So my argument against his now is it's a homebrew class, so not everyone has access to it, which means far less will die from this class than the wizard class, because everyone has access to wizard.
And my argument is Bronze said that anyone can do it. This is also available in DM's Guild for $1. So DM's Guild can be accessed by anybody.
Let's see, I would, off rip,
But not
I
so
would
many people know about it. So.
probably say this one sounds more squishy. This one definitely, if you have no ability to put armor, and the fact is you have to die before you can put on the class. So I guess you're already dead, right? Is there a way to like die after this?
If you die as a Lingering Soul, you're dead. The only way to bring you back is through a wish spell.
Oh, okay. So you're
that is stated in the class.
Dead. The wizard is iconic. I would then say that I guess I've never seen enough to see the wizards prevail. Which one was which class was the first person to die in Winds of Calamity?
So far, nobody, but Scissory was the first one to go down.
Oh, interesting. She wasn't a wizard, was she?
She was a paladin rogue.
Oh.
Is a paladin rogue.
All right, let's take a look at the results. Lit with the win! The Lingering Soul. Lit's got a point on the board. We'd love to see it. So let's get on to this next round. It's going to be the scariest dungeon trap. What is the scariest dungeon trap? Oh, he's got a book out. He's got a book. Yep. They don't call him literary DM for nothing.
Because I think I know where this one is. So, okay.
All right.
So,
first up is going to be Mark. Mark, you have 1 minute to tell me about the race to the ziggurat.
All right. So this relates to Critical Role Campaign 1, and probably the most stressed out I ever was listening to a D&D session with a trap. I wasn't even a player in it. I was stressed out just listening to it because there's like an acid trap in there where there's like a column that fills up with acid and it's supposed to melt down stuff, and they get trapped inside this thing. And I remember listening to that where they're all stuck in this glass container, and like people are on the outside watching their friends about to get dissolved. And oh man, the amount of stress that I had when I was watching that episode.
Oof.
That's why this has to stand out to me as the worst trap, because of the trauma that I have from having to listen to it. So,
I mean, that does not sound appealing. It just sounds like the stomach of a fish and not wanting to be a part of it. Don't call me Jonah.
The ones who did it too are like the most evil people ever, so it was just all bad in that trap.
All right, then we move on to Lit with Haunts. Give it to me, Lit.
So there's a very specific haunt. Unfortunately, with how the PFSD works, I can't really link the directly, but it's specifically called a burning haunt. So haunts in Pathfinder are a specific type of trap. Usually they're associated with something very bad happened in a given scenario. They're typically used in haunted houses. So for instance, this one's specifically called the burning haunt. This haunt, it comes from Rise of the Rune Lords. When a character enters the room, this room where Syrio confronted, when a PC assigned to the burning haunt enters this room, he suddenly feels uncomfortably hot. A second later, he believes he was suddenly caught on fire, and that the only way to put out the flames out before he burns to death is to throw himself through the unbroken window hopefully into the sea below. The haunted character attempts self-destructive act only once if restrained. So basically, they have 3 attempts. If they fail all 3 saves, they drop 200 feet below.
Ooh.
And this is for level 5. That is auto death.
Okay, so we have Vat of Acid versus the spook that starts a little slow and then suddenly you're on fire. So decide, friends, which one wins, Mark or Lit? I gotta go. Being trapped at all in a place where lots of acid is slowly coming up is not exciting. But also the sneakiness of the haunt scares the poop out of me. I feel like that, and especially since it's all like psychedelic, like triggers. I don't know. This one would be hard because I would not want to be stuck in any place with acid rising up from the ground. I wouldn't want to be in a trap. Period. If I had my choices, I'd probably choose a spider web. But even within D&D worlds, that's bad.
Here's the thing. Mark pulled the trump card and did critical roll.
Oh,
you did Matthew Mercer the last round.
I know I did.
You guys know that we're playing apples to apples. You guys understand.
Exactly.
And Mark takes it 4-2.
I'm not complaining.
He knew when it was happening.
Yep.
4-2. Mark with the win. Good job. Yep. You guys get extra time on this only because I went from being dehydrated to completely hydrated and need to go de-water again. So let's get something a little bit more, takes a little bit more time to do. I want you to find the best character art, but they need to be wearing sunglasses.
Dang it, Mark! I got it first!
Dang it!
I got moving on that one quick because I.
Yes, you did.
All right, let's see what you guys got. My nails are wet. I thought that was Bardic that said my nails are wet, and I was really confused.
Hey, you never know.
Oh my goodness gracious.
Yeah, Mark beat me to that one. It was a race between us.
Oh, that was so funny. I was like, wait a second. Wait, why did you go away? Mark, tell us about this character, as much as you might know.
So this is art from my lovely wife, Rachel, of her character in Literary DM's D&D game named Scisri. And my character made her sunglasses because she has a light sensitivity, being a Tweely. So this is amazing art. It's the best art ever because Rachel did it. So.
Oh,
Mark, this is also double sick because you're making me go up against a character that is on one of my shirts.
There's so many layers to this.
There's so many layers to this move. Mark is just like T-posing right now over me.
There's no way to win. Okay, well then tell me about this, because those glasses are sick. I love these glasses.
Well, one, this character is more than likely that of Silas Briarwood, with the greatest sunglasses ever known to man, because, sure, a vampire wearing sunglasses, it doesn't make any sense. It happened in Dragon Ball 2, didn't make any sense, but it looks so good, and those are so elegant, and just fits his style. I think we know a certain character that would label them as dopers.
Dopers? Oh my, I don't know, but okay, I gotta say as I get this poll underway, I gotta say I love, that's not what I want, go away, why are you here? I want to say that I think Lit's choice, I like the sunglasses better. I like the red I like how it matches his clothing. Not that it doesn't for Mark's, but why are you doing that? Okay, I figured it out. I didn't need to freak out, but I did. I gotta say I do like Mark's because I'm just a huge Pit fan. Like, homie's a sister and has been for years. So, and also Legend of Zelda. Those are pretty dope sunglasses. Please don't make it a tie, people. Please don't make it a tie.
No, make it a tie.
Don't
do it.
Don't make me choose. Don't make me choose.
How do you think I feel?
Yeah, I know.
She's a player.
I thought this was gonna be like difficult, but it's not. You guys were both going for the same thing, and you guys were like, I mean, we all know what we needed.
Yeah, no. I was exactly going. Mark and I were like, we know exactly what we're going for because that already exists.
As soon as you said sunglasses, I went.
Yeah,
to get that one.
That just makes me so happy. That's called community, and I am all about that. I am so about that.
I'm not.
Mark 3-2. Somebody's in there. Not if there was one more vote for Lit, I would have had to choose, and I'm glad I didn't have to. Thank you, people, for making me not choose. She got the Top Gun sunglasses. See, that's funny. Okay, so you guys, moving on to the next one. I need you to find the funniest curse in D&D/Pathfinder. Funniest.
So it means like curses and like spell.
Funniest curse in D&D Pathfinder. First one up was Literary DM coming in hot with these list of curses, but he said specifically number 1.
So this is a D100 chart. After a character fails a saving throw, DM or player, whichever, rolls on the D100. I'm specifically choosing the first one, which is the character cannot turn right until the curse is lifted. Effectively, this turns the person into Zoolander. Granted, he couldn't turn left, but still, you can live out your Zoolander dreams and be a hot male model.
You can still be a hot male model, but never turn right. This is just NASCAR. Oh, I like that.
That's right. You
can't turn right in NASCAR.
You're cursed to do NASCAR your entire life.
Your entire life. Oh man, I knew these curses existed. I just didn't know what they were.
Curse.
That is a fun curse. All right, so let's move on to this next one, which is a cloak that will not stop complaining about the weather.
Yeah, I mean, you just have this cloak, cursed item, that just always complains about the weather. Even if it's sunny and beautiful out, it's just like, oh my goodness, it's so hot out here. I've never felt more scorching heat. My material's wearing out because of all this, and just constantly complaining about every single part of the weather.
That would be
so
annoying
to have. It's so annoying, but like,
the good news,
it doesn't really have a major impact.
The good news is it's easily disposable. You can just like throw it into a sea or whatever.
This was my favorite jacket until right now, where it got its voice.
It was a nice suede.
It was a nice suede. Oh my goodness!
Pulling that. I was like pulling that Seinfeld reference for those who do.
Yeah, that's nothing like a good Seinfeld reference.
Yeah.
So, friends, we've got the cloak that will not stop complaining about the weather, or the character that cannot turn right. Stop. All right, let's get on voting.
Which I just love the fact, just picturing that of like they have to turn right, they have to make like 3 lefts.
Imagine that in
like completely turn around.
Imagine that in play. So you're playing and you have a character who has the curses. So you have the guy who can't turn right in the same party with the guy with the cloak who won't stop complaining about whatever the weather is. And
I to stealth like.
That sounds like somewhere I don't want to be. I don't want to be near either one of those people. I don't know the right person I could be around, but I think that would be funny from the outside. The other one would be annoying. So I'd probably have to go with the right. I would say if you can't turn right, that would be funny to me, whereas the cloak would be annoying to me.
I will say also this D100 table one is extensive. It has a lot of really funny curses on this one. So every dawn gravity reverses for the character for 1 hour.
That would be terrible.
Oh my goodness.
That would be really bad.
Just stop.
That's less funny, more horrifying.
That's horrifying.
All
That's
right.
87 if you scroll down, but yeah.
Lit
wow,
with a
okay.
3-2. Nice. I want you to find the most suspicious NPC. The most suspicious NPC.
That'd be a spoiler.
All right, first one up is Mark. Mark had his first one in. So Mark, tell me about who am I looking at? And why should I think they are sus?
So, the thing is they're suspicious. So this is a character in my game, Beacons, that people now refer to as Shady Shaw because they just aren't sure what he's doing most of the time. And it's something that's just caution, distrust. You're not really sure. It's kind of suspicious rather than just like, oh, I know this person's outright evil. So it's more of the suspicious category, I would say, because you don't really know the intentions of Shady Shaw all the time. Also, more Rachel's art, so yeah.
It's just low key, just so you guys know.
Yeah, you know. I mean, there's good art that Lit's about to post too, or Lit put in there as well. But just gonna say this is more Rachel's art, so maybe I'm a little biased.
Yeah, no, and I'm gonna have to dance around mine because it's a slight spoiler, but we'll dance around it.
Well, who am I looking at here, Lit? Speaking of.
So this is art of a character known as Aster in Winds of Calamity. He appears around episode 20, give or take. Art is done by D. Lee. He is also used in a lot of the promo material for Winds of Calamity as well. When he is introduced fairly early on as a right-hand man to Queen Lydia of the Gerudo Pirates, and immediately was suspicious. Everyone was suspicious of him, especially when he went to go down and have a talk in a ship with another NPC, which led to other characters pursuing him. So he was rather suspicious when the players were talking to him. And that's really all I can say.
That's all he can say. All right. And I think that is sus. There's so much going on here that I don't know, because I'm only so far because I'm going through both of your podcasts, and so I would have to say, if this goes to me, I would have to flip a coin, because I don't know enough about these either one of these characters. So chat, vote for me. Which one of these two characters would you say is the most sus? And I think the chat is very ingrained into into both of these worlds. So I think they would both know best.
And Beacons has been going on longer, so yeah.
Yeah.
So people have gotten to know Shaw a bit more than Aster.
Now the chat is just wanting to make it a tie every time.
Make it a tie, just
the coin flip.
The coin flip of doom.
We'll see. There's somebody who keeps doing it last second. All the decision making.
I'm willing to bet. I'm calling it. I think it's Bardic.
Bardic is the one waiting.
Oh, it is a tie.
Oh, someone didn't vote. Someone didn't vote. All right, it goes to the coin flip, my friends. Because
love you, Bardic.
Wow. All right, coin flip. Heads or tails? I'll give it to Lit. You're down. So heads or tails?
Tails.
Are lost.
Yeah, no, Carlos isn't suspicious.
Tails
No, technically
is tails. It is. All right, so now I want you guys to go out and find the best die, the coolest die that you could find.
Oh gosh.
Die like a character death?
No,
Or
like
a card?
dice. Dice. Yeah, no, not like
Oh,
die.
dice. Okay.
Yeah, the coolest dice that you could find. Can show me, make all of. I know, and I feel for you, D&D community, that just I want to collect dice because it's pretty and it looks.
You
cool.
know, there is a dice maker in the chat right now.
Oh.
True.
All right, so we have first up. Who was first? All right, cool. Lit was first to post. So Lit, you have 1 minute to show off. Or actually, do we just want to show off the dice?
Yeah.
Look at this. Look at this dice, folks. Where did this dice come from? Is this yours or is this?
These are my dice made by both Amara and Good Deeds. They are the people I was talking about that are in chat right now. They made these dice specifically for me as a gift when we went up to GaryCon. These are custom dice. There is nothing like it in the world, and honestly, they designed it specifically off of asking about my favorite colors. And me being complete dingus, I just figured they were asking about my favorite color. I had no idea that they were gonna make purple dice that when you hold them up to light, it almost reflects like a little bit of green, like almost like stained glass.
Oh, that is cool.
They're completely beautiful. They're so well made, and I love them. And honestly, I have a feeling a lot of it's going to be Mark. So good luck, chat.
Well, let's look at this. Ooh, look at that container, though. Tell me about this, Mark.
These are also dice made by Amara and Good Deeds. So, same story. Asked about favorite color. And I use these weekly in our Beacons Aura game. These are my new official dice to DM with because they are amazing. I've rolled many 20s with them. They are beautiful. They have nice sparklies in them. The red and the black together is just a great combination. Oh, yeah. I love these dice so much. So I think this whole round should go to Amara in the chat.
Honestly, I wouldn't be opposed to that at all.
Amara getting the point.
I would not be opposed to that.
Amara with the point. I gotta say, Amara, look at this. I love both of these. I'm a huge fan of the purple, and I've always a sucker for black and red. Yeah. So they both look so good. And Amara made the container for this? Did that come with the dice?
No, I got that, but it's a really nice container that we got at GaryCon when I got these dice, and it fit perfectly, so it's really great.
All right, well,
they come together so well.
I wouldn't mind giving Amara the point for this. We'll give Amara
and Deeds the point.
Yes,
Amara and Deeds the point. Let's go. All right, now I want you guys to find the riskiest familiar. I hope I'm saying that right. But the riskiest familiar. Which one would be a risk to poof into existence? Mark, you have 1 minute to tell me, what am I looking at?
All right, so it came down to the imp and the quasit, and I just thought quasit was a better word in general. They're about the same in kind of what they are.
Yeah.
But this is a shape changer. This can go invisible. It's a little demon, basically. You can get it through the Pact of the Chain, which is a warlock path, basically. And just look at this. This thing is like terrifying. This would like run around on your shoulder. Like, sure, you can shape change it into something else, but like it's a demon at its core. Essentially, it's terrifying. And there was a D&D character that was part of one of my games that had a quasit as a little friend that went around with them, and it's super fun.
Friend in air quotes.
Voice, so.
I can't believe there's so much love in the chat. There are people are like, whoa. This is terrifying. This is adorable. How does that look adorable?
Okay. A little gremlin. It's great.
Moving on to the octopus.
So I find it now seeing Bardic's comment, because I didn't see Bardic's reply. The fact that I put an octopus, I find hilarious now.
Yes, that is good. Whoa! Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Anyway,
Okay.
octopus specifically. Well, the stat. Honestly, I think the stat block really poorly reflects real life octopus, because real life octopus are terrifying. They can camouflage into anything. They're very intelligent. However, the riskiest in the fact of you're really not going to have a lot of uses for an octopus unless you're in a seafaring campaign.
That's
You're
very
primarily going to
practical.
have if you try to have it be a familiar as an octopus, it's just, that's really about it. So, but granted, they did make it a small octopus, but still, it's just, there's not a lot of uses for them. Also, real life octopuses are terrifying, and I think the stat block does a really big disservice
Ugh,
to.
I just thought about the suckers on my
real-
arm. Ugh,
Yeah,
I don't like
and
that.
It's the suckers, like, so yeah.
Get it off.
But yeah, and I still find it hilarious. I was not looking at chat. The fact that Bardic mentioned octopus, I find hysterical.
That's funny.
I was on Google the entire time.
All right, chat. Who do you think will win this one? Mark or Lit? I gotta say, for me, I would have to go with Mark on this one. This, whatever this Quasit thing is, just get it out of here. I don't want to see this. I don't want this.
I was also debating going like a fiend or a demon type, because that is the thing you can do through Pact of the Chain. But yeah, I was debating it.
Yeah, this does not look to me at all satisfying. This is that, even though the octopus is very risky in like practical sense, where this is like risky because it's a demon reptile thing that apparently people think is cute. What is wrong with you, chat?
I love it. I think it's great.
Well, Mark's getting the votes right now, even though everyone loves the Quasit.
The Quasit's amazing. It's terrifying and amazing at the same time.
It's terrifying and amazing. It's amazingly terrifying.
It's a good time.
And Mark gets it with the 2 votes.
Only 2 people voted?
Where is everybody? Is it bathroom break time? Where'd y'all go? Yeah, apparently y'all.
Did I get any votes?
You got 0 votes. There was nothing that happened for you on that one. Ooh, this one's kind of interesting. And I love stories so much, so I'm kind of excited for the stories. Convince me on the story of this leading. I want a character who has changed so much, they look nothing like they did at the beginning of the game. A character who has changed so much, they look nothing like they did at the beginning of the game. Whether because of pain or something, I don't know, but a character who has undergone so much change, they look like nothing compared to the beginning of the game. Lit, you've got 1 minute to tell me who I'm looking at and why they fit the bill.
So this is a character from Campaign 2, a critical role known as Ford. This is actually, while I personally may not have been the biggest fan of Campaign 2, Ford was probably one of my favorite characters. He had a ton of growth from the very beginning, so much so as to even having a completely different accent and going from a almost Southern Texan type accent to realizing he was hiding everything, and even rejecting his original patron as a hexblade and embracing a new deity known as the Wild Mother, and getting levels into Paladin. So his story also reflected his class progression and a bunch of other things. So the character, if you were to go from campaign from the very start to where he was at the very end, and even having a romance blossom, even though he was rejecting it outright at the very beginning, he is completely different from the character we met in session 1 to the very end of the entire campaign.
Ooh, and right on the timer. All right, then let's move on to Mark. This is the picture I got. Talk to me about who this person is.
All right, I sent you a better picture, by the way.
Okay,
You
cool.
can switch it up, but So this is a picture of a character named Gregor, who is from a stream that is part of our community, Yanch and Yona. They have a stream that they just finished theirs, The Fall of Miriam. And this character, as you can see, looks very much like a fire genasi type character, but they started off as a half-orc. And that's because when they came back, they did the whole like resurrection thing, and they changed his whole appearance to a whole different thing. And there's so much character growth that happened for all their characters from the start of the campaign to the end. So because I just got done playing in their finale, I had to shout out this character and the growth that I saw them do along the journey.
Man, I think out of the minute time frame, I think I'm more convinced with Lit's Fjord than I am of this other character. But I haven't heard of either one of these, which is not a surprise because I'd never heard of them.
It was very literal too, because half orc to fire.
That's true. That's true.
Very different appearance. So.
No, absolutely.
There's a lot of transformation in both of them, and I do like the idea that one transformed both like physically, where the other one transformed both physically and within story and class. Like,
yeah.
And
he
so
wound up multi-classing as a Hexblade and going with Paladin as well, which is something Mark and we both love doing, is working in mechanics into the narrative.
Which is the coolest. That is called good storytelling. It's you'll love when a plan comes together. Oh, I'm gonna kill 1,000 spiders in my hands.
I had my issues with Campaign 2 Critical Role, but I think they did a really good job of combining mechanics and narrative. So,
man, such cool art too. By the way, just you gotta respect artists, man. You guys have the coolest abilities. Who's gonna take this one for double points?
Oh, for sure, Lit. It's Critical Role. He played the trump card.
He played the trump. We all know the trump cards in Apples to Apples. Literary takes it. All right. I want you now to find the funniest way someone became a hero. For double points. Funniest way somebody became a hero. Let's get it on with Mark. You have 1 minute to talk to me about Kayleen.
So basically, this is one of the deities in the Pathfinder system who essentially is a guy who got drunk and decided to do the test of the Starstone, which makes it so you can ascend to be a deity, and he completed it, which is supposed to be like nearly impossible. So he's like always shown carrying around a mug of something to drink and walks around with his rapier, and it's the weirdest story about how somebody can become a god. It's just, I was drinking, and then what do you know? I became a god.
Yep. Meanwhile, like there's Garzabug and Aridin that completed it naturally, and this dingus comes in blackout drunk and wakes up a god.
Yep. Hey, look what I did last night.
This sounds like a Skyrim reference. That's so fun. I can't believe somebody drank themselves into becoming a deity. Imagine.
Yeah. And that's why I love him. So I'm glad Caden Kalian got a shout out here. I love him.
Oh my goodness. All right. With the timer going off, it is now time for Lit to show why I hate coconuts.
So this is a classic story. It's why I hate coconuts. This is a house rule that some people use. In older editions, you actually had to roll to confirm your criticals. So some DMs had it where if you rolled 2 20s, it's max damage. If you roll a third nat 20, it's an auto kill. So basically, the party decided to allow a sentient cactus to fight along with them, teaching it how to throw and retrieve a coconut. I went along with it for laughs, treating it as an improvised weapon with pretty large negatives on the dice roll. The very first round of the fight went to the cactus. The cleric instructed Needles the cactus to throw the coconut at the boss. He rolled 3 nat 20s. My face when Uber Boss was one-shotted with the coconut. My face when I had to think of how a coconut thrown by a 2-foot-tall walking cactus had managed to slay a black dragon.
Black dragon!
So basically, this cactus became a hero by throwing a coconut at Mach 9 and destroying the black dragon.
Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness. Can you imagine you put in so much effort and getting literally rolled by the dice? Oh, by a
Yeah,
coconut.
that's why you need to be careful with homebrew rules and what you
Yes.
Funnily enough, this is actually a house rule Sips ran for a while when I was in Pathfinder, and we called it DAT 20. I came this close once to actually no, I did roll it once when I was I did roll it once actually. It was like against the zombie.
Perfect timing for it.
Yeah.
All right, the poll is up. Oh man. I don't know what I would do in this one. I think it's so funny. I am also a Cade and Caitlin fan because I just think that's funny that a guy just literally drunk himself into becoming a deity. But then the fact that a little sentient cactus just happened to one-shot a dragon with a coconut. Talk about David and Goliath, or the lesser-known story of the cactus and the dragon.
Yes. Here's the thing: if chat winds up going for Cade and Caitlin, I would not be upset because I was trying to find the Cade and Caitlin story as well because it's. Here's the thing: I love the Pathfinder pantheon.
Mm.
It's so good. Rachel and I have actually gushed about our love for the Pathfinder pantheon endlessly. So.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Yeah. I think I would have voted for Caitlin myself as well.
Yeah. No question.
Yeah. That's good. That's good. Good job, Mark, taking that win. All right, so we're gonna go probably one more deep. This is gonna be the final one, unless you tie. The most cursed armor that you can wear. The most cursed armor.
Cursed armor?
Yes. Mark, you are first to go. Can you defend your score with telling us more about this armor of the beheaded?
Imagine yourself walking along, finding a beautiful set of armor in a dungeon, thinking, hey, upgrade. You put it on, and then all of a sudden you're cursed and you have to make saves against this or you get beheaded. Just your head's gone. No blood, but just your head's gone off your head, off your body, and that does not sound like a very fun armor to be wearing. This is just what I found because I didn't want to do the other one. So.
I loot
That's
the headless knight. Every adventurer to ever play.
Yep.
Oh man.
So you think you struck gold, and then no, you're headless.
Or be beheaded. No blood gushes out of its head, hits the floor below, and the person continues to live as it would. So you just zip zap.
You're just headless.
You're just gone.
No, you're still alive,
Yeah.
but you don't have a head.
Wow, that'd be a little unsettling coming into the tavern. I'm just going to say that would be a little unsettling. All right, so with another minute lit, tell me about the demon armor.
So demon armor is a fairly well-known cursed item in 5e. And actually, you do gain some benefits, like you're able to speak abyssal and things of that nature. The downside, though, is that when you're going up against demons, you have disadvantage on attack rolls against them, and you get disadvantage on saving throws against spells and special abilities when you go up against demons. Any D&D player can tell you, getting that against a demon, specifically saving throws, is rough. Sometimes that can almost outright kill you. So this is one of those cases of where, yes, you're headless, but you're still living. This is one of those cases of, and it does have an effect of where, most curses, though, can be ended by remove curse. So if it's a cursed item, if you do remove curse, more likely than not, the curse is going to end. So all of them have that caveat.
Timer is stopped. Which is more frightening? The demon armor, the riskiest, the demon armor or the headless armor? I don't know about that. They're both not, not something I would be encouraged to wear. I wouldn't be able to hold my beard straight with the other armor, but then the demon armor is unsettling. Let's see what happens.
You could have a pretty cool headless horseman costume if you
could.
You had armor, so
That is true.
you'd be a hit at Halloween parties. So.
You'd be a hit at Halloween. Where did my mouse go? My mouse disappeared. There it is. Yay.
Vote, people.
Vote. They're not going to vote on the last one? And it's Mark. Mark takes the victory.
Thank you for your vote.
Congratulations, Mark, on getting the win. The first.
I told
Surprised. Very surprised.
Mark, it is not surprising.
Oh, I'm surprised.
That
I
was.
am not.
That was so fun. I enjoyed that. That was. Congratulations for both of you. That was an incredible match. What I think I'm going to start calling bronze apples to apples. I don't know. But this is great. Congratulations. It was so much fun just to learn so much from you guys and to just hear so much and just to hang out with you guys. You guys are just absolutely incredible human beings, and I'm just super excited to be around you too. But congratulations, Mark, on winning. Lit, thank you so much for competing. And Lit, you now owe Mark a pair of dice. Okay, not anything unusual. The bronze onions to onions. Yes! There we go! Bardic with the win! Bronze onions to onions. That is going to be what it is from now on. So, don't forget to subscribe to The Bronze Beard on YouTube, where you'll see this video and all of its edited wonder. And we'll be able to see these guys compete again in a more simplified, less 2-hour version. But also, you'll see more episodes of Bronze's Onions to Onions as we get more people, which is just the funniest thing. Bardic, come on, you are just the greatest PR guy. But
honestly, that's a great name.
But please go follow these two legends in the community. These guys are fantastic. Thank you guys so much for being here. Go subscribe to Lit and let's get them all the way to 1,000 subs. And go subscribe over to Mark on Twitch. It's twitch.tv/Marky Gaming.
You got it.
I love it. Go over to Literary DM on YouTube and follow them on all of their miraculous socials. Thank you guys so much for joining us today, and we will see you next time on Bronze's Onions to Onions. Love you guys, and we'll see you. Bye.